we're going to get started. It's kind of cool how you have to give permission to have this recorded. And if you don't give permission, bye-bye. Okay, so I'm really, really excited to be hosting this call today. And this is our extended True Blue team call. We've got some amazing guests. I'm going to introduce Brian Fryer, Coach Fryer right now. We'll have him sharing and teaching in a few minutes, but Coach, welcome. Thank you for the time that you've given to jump on here and to both entertain and inspire us. There we go. We also have a guest speaker. You know, we hear that facts tell and stories sell. And we spent a lot of time this past year working on stories, how to share impactful stories that can touch people's lives, because who we are and what we have is the perfect recipe to change lives. And so having said that, we're going to start off this call with a story. And I'd like to bring up Karen Woodruff. She's going to share her story. I just want to introduce her. She is one of the leaders on my team on Vancouver Island. Karen is amazing. She's got a huge heart. I'm questioning whether she's going to cry on here, and that's okay. And if she does, then I'm sure the rest of you will start crying too. But Karen is just an amazing woman, amazing leader. You caught the vision really quick. And I would love for you just to share a little bit why you're here, what you're doing.
Well, thanks to you and Tori and Michelle, Lowry, and all the leaders that have helped me become who I am today, I'm still here. This is hard. This is really hard, but love you guys. So a lot of you know who I am that's on this call, but you all know that family means everything to me like it does to all of you. But I didn't have that family when I was a young child. And so having you and LifeVantage, part of my family, has literally just changed how I feel about love and support and being there for each other. And unfortunately, at a very young age, I got hit hard with my health. And so my life has been a struggle. I've been a pain in the you-know-what all my life. And unfortunately, that has led to a lot of medications and not having such a good, happy life that somebody would have ever dreamed of. And so all of that has put me into some financial stress, but we're always open to change. And I'm very, very fortunate that I am that positive person that has never let me or never let those kinds of things hold me back. People didn't know who I was back then and that I lived that daily life of pain and pretty much had to cry myself to sleep. And to this day, I still cry, not only by being in that pain, but everything else that goes on in life. And so I was always looking for that better life. And what really, really happened was, you know, about the age of 51 or something like that, I was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. I need something different. And that's when Brandon reached out to me and I got an email from my son. And the video was actually called A Better Life Starts Now. Now that makes me want to cry, because how did my kid know I was looking for that better life when they didn't even know the pains that I was dealing with? And so just because the title of that video, I had to put a really close look at it. And that's when I started doing my own research and found the ABC Primetime Investigative Report and realized that, you know what, I have to do this. I've tried everything else. Nothing's going to stop me from trying this too. And because I'd been in network marketing already for like 20 some years back then, I didn't really want to tell Brandon that I felt like he found the real thing for me, because he never believed in what I was doing before, because network marketing isn't like it is with LifeVantage. I was selling products to make a buck. I wasn't building relationships and making a new family and sharing wonderful stories and getting to know people. And that is what's so different about LifeVantage. And not only has this company changed my health, but it is changed who I am today. I have been able to avoid a lot of health issues I mean, no, we can't really say much, but when you're diagnosed with the bones of a 67-year-old by the age of 27, and now I'm back walking 18 and 16-kilometer hikes a day, you know how good I'm feeling, right? And so my life has now become pretty much drug-free and pretty close to pain-free. And I have to thank every one of you, and especially my son. I feel like I owe him so much just for bringing this to me. And I now have a family that I didn't have, and that's so important to me. And for this reason, I am 100% bulletproof. I have 100% belief in this company, 100% belief in this products, and I'm trying really damn hard to have 100% belief in myself, but we all know how hard that is, you guys. So I just want to let you know, this is my story. Yours might not be the same, but I know damn well that I would be selfish, and I feel obligated, and I don't care what anybody says, but they're going to hear about this from me. Thank you for having me, Carrie.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. Everyone give you a round of applause there. You know, sometimes it's really hard to get up and share. But I commend you. And I remember some time ago when I would ask Karen to do something, I give her an assignment for a team call or a workshop or something, and it would be no, then there'd be some talking, then there'd be some negotiating, and sometimes she would follow through and sometimes she wouldn't. Now, I'll tell you, it's been a while now where I just throw something out at Karen, she says, I'm in. And so I love that shift. I love the effort that you're putting in, and it's awesome. So we're gonna transition into Coach Fryer now. Coach Fryer, if I could put in a nutshell what he does, is he takes average people like us and helps them to achieve non-average results in their business. And he does this through proven formulas, proven systems. It's not him just coming out to try and get everyone hyped up and inspired. He puts a lot of thought and effort into this. And it brought up a thought for me that if we were guaranteed, if we had a promise that if we did X, Y, and Z, we would achieve our dreams, guaranteed. Okay, so maybe that's an elite distributor. Maybe that's making $12,000 a month. And if you were told, if you do A, B, and C, you will achieve this, would you sacrifice the time? Would you sacrifice the money? Would you be committed? See, a lot of people don't believe in one thing or another. It could be, you know, our 4 pillars: belief in self, company, products, industry. So I've asked Brian to come on and speak because he knows a lot of LifeVantage people. He's been in this industry for many years, both on the distributor side and on the coaching side. And he's got a really cool announcement that he's going to make through this. So Coach Fryer, I'll turn the time over to you and let us have it.
And the crowd goes wild. I can hear you guys. First and foremost, before I show my gratitude for you, Carrie, I want to just say, Karen, I'm proud of you. First and foremost, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm literally getting the goosebumps as I'm saying this. But it takes a lot of courage, right, to continue to fight. And just know that alongside of your team here, I also am very proud of you and appreciate you being open, vulnerable, and sharing. Because what most people don't realize is they feel that their mess is theirs, right? All of us have stuff, right? Every single one of us, show of hands, right? We've all got stuff. And I think we've been conditioned or taught to keep that within, you know what I'm saying? And what we don't realize is that by sharing some of that stuff, again, we don't need to air like our entire dirty laundry to everybody. That's not what I'm saying. But by being open and willing to share some of that stuff, what we're actually doing is creating inspiration for other people, and also at the same time accountability for ourselves, right? To keep moving forward. So I applaud you. Way to go. Thank you so much for sharing. I thought that was really cool. So love it. Love it. And over to my man, Kerry. Thank you so much, buddy. Hey, am I right, Kerry, that you said I only had an hour and a half tonight? Is that correct? I just want to make sure that we're on pace. I know it's a new format. You said hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at most.
Yeah, we're down to about an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
No, we got to wrap up in 15 to 20 minutes.
I'm joking. I'm joking. So I can't tell you guys how proud of Kerry and Lori, how proud of them I am. And I'm honored and grateful that they asked me, even in short notice. I just being candid. I was like, duh, let's do it. Like, I think he sent the message like at 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, hey, I'll message you first thing in the morning and let me look at my calendar. It was a done deal. No brainer. Like, let's just do it. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm going to talk about a few different things. I know I've only got about 12, 13, 14 minutes or so, and then I'll kick it back to Kerry. I don't know what the rest of the agenda is. I can stick around if needed, but I want to dive in. So I want to start by talking about belief. Okay. I'm going to talk fast. Kerry, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through all of this. You guys can take notes if you'd like, but what I'd like to do, Kerry, is I actually have my own notes here. And I'd like to copy and paste those, and I can put them in the chat after I'm done. So like people don't feel like they miss some things, or those who are watching the recording. So I just want to let you guys know, just in case, feel free to write stuff down, but if you miss something, don't worry. I'm going to just give you all the notes too. Okay. So let's dig in. I strongly feel that success starts with number one, belief in yourself. Number two, belief in your products. Yes, we're talking about network marketing, right? Number three, belief in your company. And number four, most importantly, right? Belief in this profession, in this industry. Make sense? Johnny, I can hear you. Oh, there you go. Got it. Cool. So four things, right? Success starts. People want to have success, but they lack belief in themselves. They lack belief in the products. They lack belief in the company. They lack belief in the profession. Okay. What do we know for sure? We know that belief, right? Okay, comes by doing. And I'm going to share a couple of thoughts here towards the end that I think are really, really powerful. So the question is, Coach Fryer, if I'm lacking belief in myself, if I'm lacking belief in the products, if I'm lacking belief in the company, if I'm lacking belief in the industry itself, right? How do I build more belief in each? This simple answer is the commitment and immersion, right, of yourself in each and every one of those. Okay. So I want to first talk about belief in yourself. A couple of simple tips. Okay. How can you build belief in yourself? I don't know about you guys, but just being an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneurial minded, right, in the network marketing profession, we get beat down every single day out there, don't we? Anybody else feel like me? Like we just like it's a beat down. Why? Because it's almost like against what we've all been taught. We've all been taught to do things differently, yet here we are, right? All of us on here, we're the risk takers, right? We're doing something different than everybody says we're supposed to be doing, right? We're taking the risk. We're accepting the challenge. And I think each and every one of you need to first and foremost give yourself some more grace, gratitude, and love, right? Pat yourself on the freaking back. You know what I'm saying? That's step one. Most people, and you know this because of all the prospects you've talked to, right? Most people aren't even willing to take that step. So for me, that's massive amount of belief by you being here, right now, on this Zoom, on this team, in this incredible company, right? Out there sharing the goodness that you guys have your hands on. Okay. So when it comes to personal belief, right? Okay. Or self-belief, I feel a couple things, okay, are really helpful. Tip number one is personal development. Absolutely. You guys have all heard that this is a business, right? It's a personal development business with a compensation plan attached. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I will not go a day without pouring into myself because I know what's out there. You know what I'm saying? I know what's out there. I'm talking like out there in the world. I'm talking about what's out there on social media. I'm talking about out there as far as family members and friends. I know what's out there. And if I know I don't fill my cup, I know that the slightest thing out there could affect me. And I don't want that to deter my goals, my dreams, and the legacy I want to leave for my family. Okay. So personal belief or personal development, right, is super powerful. Okay. I also feel when it comes to if you lack self-belief, right, or belief in yourself, that coupling yourself, surrounding yourself with others who lift you up, wink, wink, this amazing team, okay, and those who challenge you. Could be your sponsor, could be your mentor, could be your spouse, could be a coach, right? Could be a number of different people. Okay. Don't just look to surround yourself with others who lift you up and make you feel all giddy inside. Look for those who challenge you. And I would challenge each and every one of you. The number one person on that list, I would assume, is going to be your sponsor or your upline, right? They're going to challenge you. And if they're not challenging you, challenge them to challenge you. Okay. Next is belief in your products. I don't need to go into too far a depth of this, right? Okay. Got to use your products daily. Got to use your products daily. Have to. We have to be a product of the product. This is how you build belief in what it is you are sharing. Okay. Number three, okay, when you're talking to a prospect in person, in Messenger, on the phone, via Zoom, whatever, how do you build belief in your company? You talk about it. You talk about it. This doesn't mean going to, spam your news feeds and all that, life advantage all over the place, right? Okay. I'm okay with being bold every now and again. Sure. Okay. That's fine. Okay. But especially when you're having a conversation in person, one-to-one with someone else, they can see the excitement in your voice, the energy that you portray when you speak about your company. Think about something else that excites you. Oh, where's the chat box? We got the chat box open. Over in the chat real quick. What's something else that excites you, right? That you could talk about for an hour just because you love it so much. I'm just throw something random out there. Like, it doesn't matter. Non-business, non-anything related, just whatever. What excites you? Culture. Nice, Tom. Very cool. What else? What about culture, Tom? What about culture? What else? What about yoga or, I don't know, baseball is something for me, right? Golf, I could talk about those, right? Okay. Things outside the industry, crafts, Michelle. Yeah. Think about if you're going to sit down and talk with a friend about crafts, how much excitement you're going to exude. Think about the same thing when you're talking about your company, right? Okay. This is going to help build that belief. Okay. And then lastly, how do you build belief in this profession? Right? Okay. It's by showing up every single day and moving the needle forward. Moving the needle forward simply means progress. And every day that you make progress is going to build your belief even greater in this profession. Okay. I'm going to transition. We touched a little bit on belief. I want to give you my quick thoughts on just transparently where I see like network marketing right now in its current state, more importantly, where I see LifeVantage, okay? I know this is being recorded, but you can't tell anybody else in other companies my thoughts. Pinky promise? Pinky promise? Carrie, how are we doing on time? What do we got? Just show me what do we got? 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Perfect, 10 minutes. Okay, done. We're gonna crush this out. So where do I see network marketing, the profession, headed? Okay, I want to instill some absolute just confidence about where you're at right now, but more importantly, where each and every one of you are headed. Okay, listen, with all that's transpired over the last couple of years, I know it's been difficult physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually for so many people. But here's the good news. I feel that this has opened up a whole other window, if you will, for people who have become more open-minded to the opportunity that network marketing presents. Like, I'm not going to just sit here and my wife, she always jokes with me. She's like, you always just spouting off numbers. She's like, did you actually look? I'm like, yes, the majority of this, yes. But sometimes once in a while, I just spat out numbers and I just kind of make them up. So can I throw some made up numbers at you real quick? Is that okay? Don't write this down and say, well, Coach Fryer said that, he saw this in USA Today or something. No. This is totally made up, right? Okay. But if I had to sit back and take my guess, right? Okay. I would venture to say that probably 15 to 18% of the population, after all this transpired over the last 2 years, is now a little bit more open-minded to what it is we have. Again, those are Coach Fryer stats. I just kind of made those up, but this is from my perspective, right? I work with a lot of folks in the profession. I help a lot of people outside the profession. I got a pretty good, vast array of kind of the entire scene here. This is just kind of my own made up numbers, but that's kind of what I see. What does this mean for us as network marketers? Opportunity to change more lives. What does this mean for you and your LifeVantage business? Oh, you know, a few more million people, right? Who are ready to do something different with their life, right? And move forward, whether that be, you know, physically or financially. Okay. As far as LifeVantage goes, I feel you guys are primed in position to blast off to go on another run. Okay. This is just my current thoughts, but that second wave, if you will, of momentum in a company is created by who? It's created by you guys. It's created by the messengers, right? You're not the message, you're the messenger. How is another wave of momentum created? Every single one of you has to buy in to not only being the messenger, but understanding what you have your hands on. I don't know about you guys, and I'm not going to get into like my personal beliefs and all this stuff, but by gosh, the world is in a heap of trouble when it comes to health. We all know it. The crap food that's out there nowadays, like I could go down the line. I'm not even going to talk about all the other stuff, but we know that the world is in a world of hurt right now. And we also know that you guys have products that can literally change their life. And everybody said, a freaking men coach. Okay. So how do you create momentum? By every single one of you raising your hand, saying, I'm going to be a part of that momentum train, right? What's it going to take? It's going to take focus from you. 100%. It's going to take you pushing your chips all in. It's going to be you sitting down with your family members, friends, letting them know, listen, for the next 3, 6, 9, 12, 24 months, I'm about to make some big sacrifices. You might not see as much of me. You know what I'm saying? We might not be doing all the extra things because we're going to be laser focused the next, 3, 6, 9, 12, 24 months in changing our family's legacy for the rest of our lives. Like, that's what I mean by pushing your chips all in, not just kind of showing up when you want to here and there in doing this. No. Because this second wave of momentum, it will not go if you don't go. I'm going to say that again. How many of you want to be a part of this next momentum wave? You heard it here first. It won't go if you don't go. That's your accountability. That's your commitment now to be a part of this. Okay. So a couple of real quick things. What else do I got in my notes? So just to make sure I cover everything. I've got one more quick thing I'm going to share. Carrie, maybe this is something we can talk about at a later time. But as you guys know, I just went and spoke at another team, sideline team in your guys' company 2 weeks ago. And I actually helped them create a brand new system for social. Carrie, maybe this is something we can plan for future training or reference like that. I'm not going to talk about that here today, but just throwing that out there. But just seeing what's going on within that team is really, really exciting. I know you guys could absolutely model that and do something very, very similar and just crush this thing. But I think that we can help. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, Coach, drop some names in here because most of the team know most of the leaders. So just so they know the caliber of people you're working with.
Yeah. Well, Tara Wilson and Rachel Pekarik, of course. Rachel's team is who I went and spoke down in Indianapolis for 2 weeks ago. And her and I together created a brand new social media system for her team, for Team Heart. So it was specific to her team. Her and I collaborated on it, and then I trained on that in Indy. And so just know, like, what I'm talking about, you guys gearing up for that next wave of momentum, like guess who's already ready to go, trains leaving the station. What I'm saying is you guys have the same opportunity. So maybe it's something we can touch on in the coming weeks, Carrie. So I want to throw that out there real quick. Perfect. One more thing, one last tip. I got, I think, 4 minutes or so. Okay. One last tip, then I'll kick it back to you, Carrie. I get asked this question a lot. Coach, how do I get out of my own way? Or how do I get out of my own head? I don't know if you guys saw, I made a stories post the other day. I don't know if you guys were able to catch that. I'm going to see, I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay. Oh, here it is. I just found it. Literally. It's not in my stories anymore, but this was from an unknown. I found this online. I don't know who created this quote, but I put it in my stories. It said, once you get in your head, you're dead. I was like, holy smokes. Felt like a ton of bricks just like came down and just like smoked me from out of nowhere, right? Just kind of like blindsided me. How many of you guys felt that right there? You're like, oh my goodness. Now that doesn't mean like you're dead, like literally, but you're dead for that moment, for that next 10 minutes, for that next hour, for that day, for that week, for that month. Once you get in your head, you're dead. I'm like, holy smokes, how true is this, right? This comes down to us as human beings way overthinking way too many things. Where's my overthinkers at, right? Okay, I know this has been a big issue of mine in the past. I'm continuing to work through it. We all are, but how do we get out of our own head? A couple of quick things. I want to share with you two things. Number one, okay, I wanted you to write this down. We learn by doing. This is how we get out of our own. This is how we get out of our own head. We learn by doing. But I'm going to give you a different spin on this. I want you to write this right underneath that, because this is even more, I think, packs an even bigger punch. But even better, we grow by doing. Okay. Part two to this, and I'm going to finish this up, hand it back to you, Mr. Carey. How do we get out of our own head? Simple plan of attack. It's called IPA. The I stands for identify. We identify the issue. We identify the struggle. We identify the obstacle. The P stands for plan. We develop a plan to overcome that obstacle, that challenge. And the A stands for what? Act. We then act on that plan. It's very simple. IPA. And with that, Carey, I think I stayed under time for the first time in history. I'm going to pass the baton back to you. This has been so much fun.
Awesome, Coach Fryer. Now you also have a free workshop coming up. Do you want to just, you'll be able to explain that better than me in 1 minute?
Sure. I could probably do it in 30 seconds. I won't keep you guys too long. How many of you guys are already registered for my masterclass next Monday night? Anybody? Maybe you haven't even heard of it yet. One or two folks. So this is, it's free, absolutely free. Okay. And inside this webinar, or I keep saying webinar, but I'm changing my verbiage, masterclass, right? Okay. I'm basically, here's the deal. I cracked a code on how to go from part-time to full-time, how to make, a couple $100 to making a few thousands or several thousands, right? Okay. I cracked the code. I did it myself. I've taught hundreds of others over the last 6 years how to do it. I've typically only shared this with my clients before. Now I'm going to reveal it to the public in this free masterclass. How many of you guys are like, yes, I'd probably want to be on there and learn this? It's a 4-step field tested system to help any network marketer go from part-time to full-time using social media. Just go to coachfryer.com/FT, as in full-time, FT. coachfryer.com/FT. Again, it's absolutely free. It'll be next Monday night, August 2nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll just keep it short, keep it there.
Awesome. Awesome, Coach. We'll put the link on our team pages. So I would encourage you guys, you heard it. So we'll wrap it up with that. Thank you, Coach, so much for sharing with us today. I love the offer of getting with the team, with the group, and talking like you did with Rachel and Tara and their team, and helping us out with some strategy and things that we can do to move forward. So flip the switch tonight, right after this call with Daisy Goodwin, and Success Mastery coming up this Saturday. Convention. Who's registered for convention? Who's going to convention? Okay, if you've not registered, get registered. The month, it's the 27th. We got 4 days. Who's going to get in the bonus pool? We are. Challenge is out, my leaders. Tori, Sunny, Chris, Karen. Okay, let's do this, Michelle. So guys, thanks for jumping on. Get the word out to your teams that this is happening every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, because that's the most important time, in my opinion. But it is also 8:30 Eastern. So thanks for jumping on. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Sunny, for gracing us with your presence. And Coach, as always, we are so appreciative to you.
So appreciative. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Love you guys.
Gary.
Go
Thanks,
get 'em.
Tori.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Y'all have a great night. Thank you, Coach.
See you guys.
Best.
Thanks. Bye-bye.